There's a tough decision in the workplace and also in relationships. It's the decision of when to stick something out or when to move on. Everybody faces questions like that, and they're tough ones, and they need a lot of clarity, a lot of understanding. There's all kinds of factors to wrestle with of, well, why to move on, or when to do it, or how to do it. And those questions do matter for anybody trying to live a value-consistent life. Why to move on? Well, hey, you're truthful, and you don't want to remain in a compromising situation. How to do it? Well, you want to do it respectfully because you just believe in the inherent worth of people, and be that a difficult coworker or an unruly manager. So what prevents people from facing decisions like that? Well, in my coaching, I found that there can be several sticking points, and it's good for a pause and pivot. First, yeah, as good as loyalty is, sometimes loyalty can be blind. It becomes a sticking point. So when people are so loyal, but it's to a fault. You're great at filling out a team, but you're so self-sacrificing that you hurt yourself and the team. It's a hard truth worth pondering, but think about the fact that your loyalty, as important as it is, the project could go on. The team could stay together even if you're not there. Maybe your role was just on the front end or in midstream. Here's another sticking point. It's the good Boy Scout of, well, I failed and I got to clean up the mess. Well, maybe you did. Yeah, maybe it's a mess. But think about this. Maybe there's somebody else on the team who their job is so cushy that they've never cleaned anything up, and they need an opportunity to do it, and you just provided it. We laugh at that, but you might not get another chance. Made up minds are hard to change. You might not get another chance to clean something up. And besides that, don't want to wallow in your shame because it might prevent you from taking the next opportunity that comes along, where the lessons you learned are exactly what that next opportunity needs. And you got fire in the belly to prove it. Hey, pause around this fact, though. There's a spiritual dynamic at work in situations like this. And the sooner that you accept this reality, the better decision you're going to make. When it comes to move or don't move, hey, don't forget, God's sovereign. He's in control. Trust Him. Don't flinch at that. Don't test that by leaving it out. Here's another spiritual dynamic, and that's that, when you hit the pause button, well, seek what God wants for your life. In 1 John chapter 5, it talks about, if you ask anything according to His will, He hears us. Hey, that's how He works. Another important spiritual dynamic insight is just that we walk by faith and not by sight. A movement decision is made on the basis of our trust in Him and His good promises for us in every circumstances of life. Of course, it might not feel natural to move on, but moving on or not moving on is not purely a natural decision. I love that story that Jesus, and it applies to this question. The story was, if you hear my words and you put them into practice, you're like a man who builds his house upon a rock. That sounds like pretty sound decision making to me. Hey, if you got more questions or you want to talk more, hit that contact coach button. Let's talk.